Yoga is a means to bring harmony to the body, mind, and spirit. My name's Daniel Bradley, and this is In 4 Weeks, where every month I take on a new challenge and a new topic to make myself either healthier, wealthier, or wiser. Now, growing up, there's a young girl at my school, and this is a heavy story, so let's try to bear with me through this whole experience. And she was diagnosed with leukemia, and it was a shock to our whole community, especially. It's remarkably different and difficult to understand how bad things can happen to good people, especially innocent children. So I know it's a tough story, but bear with me, it's worth it. Now, we were aware early on that the outlook was bleak. I mean, it's really tough. It was caught late, that kind of thing. And it was a surreal experience, kind of feeling the wave of grief hit the entire community. And it was probably one of the first times I experienced grief as a whole group of people were processing it together. And she was given weeks to live. It was really tragic. And it was very much a path that we were all thrust on all of a sudden together, the whole community. Now, against all odds and medical estimates, she made a miraculous recovery. So this is why it's especially worth really unpacking this experience, and something I still think about today. And I'm happy to report that she's healthy and thriving nearly 20 years later. So whether you believe in a higher power, prayer, cosmic energy, or mind over matter, these anecdotal cases can leave a real lasting impression of hope and awe, and those sorts of feelings, it's hard to manufacture things like real hope and awe and wonder in the world. I think it's important, and when you do get those experiences, it's important to really dive deep into them. But my question for you is, what are your beliefs about the mind-body connection? And how does yoga help you explore and nurture this connection? So here's 3 ways that I think that you can begin to wrestle with and unpack that question for yourself. The first is a holistic view, really recognizing that the mind and body are interconnected. And this is backed up by science. This is backed up by different religious and spiritual thought. And they're interconnected with thoughts and emotions influencing the physical well-being of people, and vice versa. It's something where if you go into a hospital, there's an emphasis, and more of an emphasis now than there was decades ago, of the emotional and mental well-being of patients and how it directly correlates to their ability to recover. And so this is a fascinating view into really holistically viewing the mind-body connection and exploring that for yourself, really understanding your own. And so that takes us into the second way to unpack this with embodied practices, really utilizing yoga with the asanas, the breath work, the meditation, the routines to deepen your mind-body connection and explore the subtle aspects of yourself. I also experience this with running, but maybe not as profound. I mean, running is a great way for me to physically unwind and get some energy out. And I often am processing things and unwinding things in my mind, really kind of working through different thoughts that I've had or something that I'm wrestling with. And so that's always been a way for me to experience that, also with music. And so obviously I'm very prone to using music as a resource to really unpack mentally what I'm experiencing. But yoga is a way that slows that down. I mean, running and playing drums and making music, they can be very fulfilling, but yoga is so slow and so intentional that I think slow intention is something that I can bring more of into my life, and yoga is a great vehicle for doing that. And then the third way of unpacking your own exploration of your own mind-body connection would be like somatic awareness, developing sensitivity to your physical sensations, and using the body as a vehicle for self-discovery, healing, and transformation. And so to unpack this is a real way to really view how you go about those embodied practices, not just doing yoga, but doing it in a way that promotes more self-awareness. And frankly, I think that in society today, we could all use a little bit more self-awareness across the board.